And how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you, Tara.
Well, I hope you're feeling okay too. You're basically Ivan's hype man. I mean, you're much more than that, but you're also his hype man. If you shoot in that grand way as you entered a party, who would that friend be?
I think it would have to be Morgan Freeman,
Yeah.
who with his dulcet tones can convey a sense of gravitas when
Yeah.
he's introducing anyone. He could even be use a pejorative term as far as introducing me, and it wouldn't matter because it's Morgan
Yeah.
Freeman.
He could read the phone book and it would sound classy and fantastic.
That's exactly right.
You know, Ivan's got to look outside. He's confined, obviously, and he's got to look at a billboard of himself every single day. If you had to look at a billboard of yourself outside your house on a daily basis, what billboard would you put up there? Maybe your past work or a film?
Well, I do have a billboard up of myself right outside my house. I stare at it every day. No, when you first see that, and granted, it's living in a different world. I hadn't expected that I would ever see my face on a billboard, but yet I have. And you do a double take because there's a split second when you go, wait a minute, I know. Oh, that's
Yeah.
me. That's why I recognize that person. It's unusual. What would I do? I don't know. I certainly wouldn't self-promote. I'd probably put something up now about being responsible in the world that we're living in 2020 and this pandemic, and encouraging people to do the right thing, be responsible, wear the mask. And, we can get through this together, but we all have to be mutually respectful of ourselves and others.
Yeah, I could not agree more on this subject, believe me. It is interesting. He's confined, and a lot of his fans don't want him confined. Where do you feel most free? Let's assume things are kind of back to normal. Where in the world is your place where you just feel the most freedom?
It's funny, Tara. I have a term that I use when I'm talking about that, and I ask the people the same question. And I say, where is your place of ah? And I mean ah as when you see it and you just exhale and go, ah, and everything kind of
Yeah.
releases. You feel the stress releasing off of you. To me, I think it's, a mountain lake or something tranquil. I've lived in cities my whole life, Los Angeles and New York. And while they have great benefits and wonderful opportunities, I think I'm longing for more of that tranquility and peace and trees and fresh air and quiet.
Yeah.
Just listen to the silence, and I'm a sucker for it. I love it.
Well, you are invited to where we are in Oregon up at Hood River, right near Mount Hood. I get to look at Mount Hood on a daily basis and Mount Adams on the Washington side, and you're welcome anytime.
Exceptionally beautiful.
They wrap me, but quickly, I know Ivan develops the painting habit while he's there. Have you developed any new habit or new talent during this time?
I've started baking sourdough bread.
So is everybody.
Oh, so you're diminishing my ability to bake sourdough because I've got on a bandwagon. Is that it?
Well, I feel like you're all trying to get us fat, so that's why I'm not diminishing. I'm sure you're incredible at it, but
It's, I think I'm attracted to it because you have to follow a recipe. And all my life, for over 41 years as an actor, I've had to follow my own recipe, which is self-motivation and finding avenues to be able to get an opportunity or a break. And you have to be self-motivated to work on a character and develop it and present it for an audition and all that. It's kind of nice to just, put this much in just to follow something else. There's something very peaceful about it from my perspective.
all
And
right, I
it's
feel
very
bad
tasty.
now.
Very,
I
very
feel
tasty.
bad now.
All right. I'll send you a loaf.
Oh, I'd love a loaf. Thank you so much.
But
And
then
thanks
you'll
for your
complain to
time.
me about the pound you gained.
Okay. Well, I've got your mezcal, so I'll put it with that and I'll pair the two.
Excellent. Very good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tara.
Thanks so much. Last time I saw you, we were hanging out in Cabo San Lucas.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
This is much different. How are you doing? How are you holding
Next
up?
level. Holding up okay. With this movie, with the one and only Ivan streaming on Disney, we're gonna have a good time. I think people are gonna really like it, and it's a good time for this kind of film to come out. It's got a lot of it's comedy, and it's got a lot of heartfelt things in it, and it's about bursting out, and we all want to.
Yeah.
I think we're all in the mood to burst out.
Yeah, I think we all feel a little confined right now.
Yeah.
Your character, the dog Bob, can't get over the fact that somebody was presumptuous enough to give him a name.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever given you a nickname that
Oh.
you hated?
Yeah, no, I never really got. I never really got nicknames. I think that the thing that Julia giving him a name is my character. The Bob dog is like he's so footloose and fancy free, and feels like he's got the world on a string. He can do anything he wants. He can go and come. And to have somebody like tag him was like
Right.
really like it's like this unheard of. So
Yeah.
he gets over it because she's such a cutie. It's one of my favorite characters in the movie, Julia. She's
Yeah.
just the sweetest.
That
And,
actress is fantastic. It's funny because Helen also plays a
Ariana.
dog, and her character is named after my favorite candy bar, Snickers. If you were named after your favorite candy bar,
Yeah.
what would your name be?
Chunky.
Okay.
Do you remember Chunkies? People
Of
don't remember.
course.
You remember Chunkies, right?
Absolutely remember
okay,
Junkies.
Good.
Oh yeah, they were good actually. Now you got me a little bit hungry. I love the fact that Ivan looks out and he sees basically a billboard of himself. He's kind of forced to just look at this billboard. If you had to look at a billboard of yourself out your window on a daily basis, which
Okay.
film or which thing would
Which
you pick
movie?
from and you'd make that the billboard?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think it would be something fun. I've been on a lot of billboards.
Yeah.
I think Romancing the Stone was pretty fun because I was being propelled in that costume across the screen.
I mean, that's another movie I need to write down to revisit. I love that film.
Yeah, that was a good one, right? Romancing the Stone. And Jewel of the Nile wasn't bad either. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Kathleen and Michael. And then, of course, we did War of the Roses together.
Yep. I can't thank you enough for this. I know you lost your buddies today, but thank you. And tell Stan, I see Stan's name there. Tell him I
yeah.
said hi.
Okay, I will.
Take care, Danny.
I'm in Norfolk, so I'm on the coast, the east coast of England.
Oh, it's beautiful. Right now it's about 7:17 a.m.
Wow, you're a good woman. Thank you so much for getting up at this time.
Are you kidding me? I had the pleasure of talking to you for Me Before You. I was so excited, but when I saw your name pop up as the director, when you were announced as the director of this, I thought, oh God, get the tissues ready. This woman can make you cry. And you know what? There are some really emotional moments in this. You've always talked about how you get a few extra points if you make a man cry. Did you make Bryan Cranston tear up at all?
You know, I don't think he'll mind me telling you this, but when he saw, so you can imagine for him working on this movie, he did not see any of the scenes with just the animals, okay? He only ever saw about half the movie because that's pretty much what he worked on. So there were huge gaps that he was just not aware of. Also, because of the level of animation, it took a long time to make this movie. So it was quite a while between Bryan wrapping and Bryan then seeing the final product, which happened right at the beginning of the year. He flew to LA to have a screening in at Disney, and he cried his eyes out.
Oh, I'll bet.
I didn't make him cry on set. Let's just be clear.
Okay.
Okay, let's make sure that we get that bit right.
Got it. No crying on set, just crying at the finished product. I got it. You know, when you see Ivan, because we're so spoiled nowadays, and I get so picky when I see anything that's either live action or animation or mocap. You're almost a little more critical. You did such a great job. When you see Ivan and his eyes, do you see Ben's eyes, the guy who kind of played Ivan, for the purposes of the other actors, or do you see a little of Sam Rockwell in Ivan's eyes?
You know, it's funny you should say that. So firstly, our Ivan was hand-picked to be the replica of a real gorilla called Zawadi, who lives in Florida. Okay, so we looked at every single gorilla in captivity so that we could choose what we wanted him to look like. and this was our guy. And as soon as I saw him, I just knew he was right. Having said that, he morphed, of course, into Ivan. So he's not Zawadi, he's Ivan. But there are certain moments in the film where I do see Sam in particular, weirdly. And absolutely with Ben is kind of present almost all the time, inevitably. But the eyes of Ivan are not, they're neither Zawadi nor Ben nor Sam. They are what I chose ultimately for him to look like. So actually, no, those eyes are Ivan's eyes for me.
Wow.
But there are moments when I see all of them.
Well, again, you've just knocked it out of the park. I really enjoyed it. I thought you did such a great job. I wish we had more time. Congratulations on the Arsenal victory, by the way.
So much. Thank you. Yes, that's a big moment for me. Thank you. Lovely to see you again.